everybody. It is actually Tuesday, July 26, 2016. This is Radio Tokyo. I'm your host, Jonathan, and this is supposed to be the Monday show, but Nick decided that he had to be a little bitch robot yesterday, so we didn't get to do it. And to make up for that, we have a super awesome, amazing guest. One of the best guests we've ever had. In fact, better than Nick. In fact, I'm probably Nick. Fuck you. You're fired. I'm keeping Tiffany on the show. Hi, Tiffany. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am awesome. And um, I was going to ask you a question, but I guess I'll have to introduce Nick because, it's kind of obvious that he's here. So, Nick, how are you? And answer quickly because we want to get back to Tiffany. She's way, way more interesting.
I mean, she is, but she's too good for the show, so you're kind of stuck with me. I'm sorry.
It's true. She is good for the show, but you're not. So, I'm going to pull up Donald Trump here and say, you're fired.
Well, then you have no
You're
one.
fired!
Seems like you seem like the Republican National Convention. A terrible idea.
It actually was a terrible idea. Which is actually why we have Tiffany on the show, because I know Tiffany has some thoughts she'd like to express about the RNC and the DNC, I'm sure, don't you?
Oh yeah, that was also a terrible idea too.
I actually didn't watch the RNC, but I've been watching the DNC, and I'm not very happy about it, honestly. But yeah, I've got lots of thoughts about it.
I don't think a lot of people are happy with it. Well, how can I put this? God damn it!
People that like Trump are happy.
I'm gonna have to say this, aren't I? Okay. Donald Trump was presidential.
In the fear-mongering, war touting presidential, sure.
Yeah, but okay. Think about
That
every other speech he's ever given. Most of the time, it's "fuck the Mexicans, fuck you." It's like that kind of madman behavior. But literally, he had maybe 5, 6 points during his speech, and he stuck to them. I was impressed. He actually stuck to every single point.
But the problem is most of the things he said weren't true. So.
Well, he still stuck to his points. I mean, it's not like at least 5 fact checkers committed suicide during his speech or anything.
I mean, I can say random things and sound impressive.
I would rather Tiffany say random things and sound impressive, to be honest.
Well, thank you.
I can say that I curbed the crime rate in my neighborhood by 50%. Single-handedly.
Let's hope that's true.
Yeah, just by being here. It was all me.
Well, then again, Nick, you are a giant cyborg. So, I mean, it's the options that criminals have in your neighborhood are commit a crime or deal with the giant murder bot.
I'm not a robot. I just murder people.
Tiffany?
I think it would actually behoove you to be a robot in that case. Because if you're a person that murders people, then you would have to go to jail, which wouldn't be very fun.
Not if I'm Batman.
Okay, goddamn. Okay, Batman cannot be a robot. I am so very sorry that the newest iteration is a giant robotic bat, but no, Batman cannot be a robot, Nick. I'm sorry. You can be Spider-Man.
But he is a robot. He's literally a robot.
You can be Spider-Man.
Okay, I'll take it.
Interesting thing about Spider-Man, I don't think you ever realized, though.
Which is?
Have you noticed that uh, they actually, especially in the movies, they give a length of time that it takes for the webbing. And we are completely off topic of the DNC here. That's fine. Anyway, I'd actually rather talk about something that's not actually real, to be honest. But anyway, have you noticed in the movies they actually give a time limit for how long Peter Parker's webbing actually is in existence?
They do?
Yeah, it's about 2 hours.
Uh, I suppose that sounds about right.
So that means that every police officer in New York is tied up waiting on his webbings to dissolve so they can actually take the criminal up, or I mean, pick the criminal up and take them in for processing.
Well, I mean, at least they don't have to pull their guns on them.
This is true. This is true. But think about what that means for New York. They are having the turnover rate for police in New York has got to be terrible. Honestly, it really has to be when you think about it. Because you have Spider-Man
Yeah.
because the police can't just wander away from the criminals, so they're gonna have to stand there and wait and possibly have shifts. Because it could be like during the shift change. You never know. They're gonna have to do that, and they have to clean up from the Avengers and the Defenders and everybody else. So I just wouldn't even be a police officer in New York in the comic books.
It, it seems like New York in the Marvel universe is just constantly filled with disaster. I actually don't understand why people are still living there. I really don't.
So kind of like living in your neighborhood with your giant robot murder body walking around.
I am not a damn robot. Anyways, but okay. The Defenders looked awesome though. I was so impressed by the Defenders trailer and Iron Fist and Luke Cage. I am incredibly excited about all of those. I was floored. I was amazed. Yeah, I'm excited.
You're also jumping the gun because we're still supposed to be talking about the RNC technically.
Who the hell cares about that? There was
I do.
Comic Con.
I care about it.
No, you don't, or else you wouldn't be talking about this.
Well, I want to see what Tiffany thought about it. So, Tiffany, what did you think about
Okay,
the RNC?
fine. I will let Tiffany talk.
I thought it was dumb enough that I didn't watch it. I saw snippets here and there, but basically pretty much the same thing I've seen this whole political cycle, just them doing a lot of fear mongering, and I guess that was probably the biggest thing that I noticed. It was just they were talking about how the Democrats had screwed over a lot of people in the country, and they talked a lot about, people are scared, crime is up. It was a lot of playing to people's fears, which,
I don't really understand that because crime rates are down, murders are down, like everything is down. I don't understand where this fear is coming from.
I don't either, honestly.
Well, to be fair, he was talking to a room full of white people who have a black person for president. So, I mean, it's kind of obvious where the fear comes from.
Yeah, I guess so.
But what has Obama done to actually make them legitimately afraid? That's what I want them to answer.
He's black.
Yeah, I guess.
He's a Muslim, quote
Yep,
unquote.
yep.
But he's not. But he's not.
Somebody
Nope.
even said that they. Sorry?
I was gonna say nope. He's a Muslim and he's black, and he's coming to take our guns and
Very
and
true.
our women. He's coming to take our guns and our women.
I suppose.
That makes no sense.
I don't think Miguel is very keen.
hurts my brain. I don't understand what was happening.
Well, I mean, okay, realistically, we could go with the popular theory that he has ruined the country. And I sat in a room full of Trump supporters today. Ah, okay. Do you know how you know you've actually won against a Trump supporter?
How?
Yeah.
They say, okay, shut the fuck up. We're going to agree to disagree. You can have your opinion even though you're wrong. And I said, yes, you can have your opinion even though you are wrong. Because during the whole conversation, I mean, seriously, there was like five people in there in the room with me that were all Trump supporters. And they're like, well, how can you just support that Democratic bullshit? And I'm like, okay, for starters, what actually got us going was talking about illegal immigrants, and I said, for starters, my policy is that of Ronald Reagan. So is Ronald Reagan a Democrat? No. I said, okay then. Well, but you're just quoting Obama. I said, no, I'm quoting Ronald Reagan. I go by what Reagan said because he's the last Republican who made any fucking sense. So let's just go with what Reagan said. And I even pulled up the speech where he talked to Jimmy. It was a debate between he and Jimmy Carter in 1980. And I said, look, here's what he said. He's in favor of amnesty. And oh, look, here's the law he passed in 1984. How was this Obama's fault?
It's not.
But
It's
Nick, it is because he's black.
but it's one of the only sensible options that there is.
It's literally the only option. I mean, think about it this way, okay? And I'm going to put it in terms of Black Lives Matter, okay? People get so angry, white people get so angry when you say Black Lives Matter. Well, all lives matter. True, all lives matter. But the purpose of Black Lives Matter is to say that, surprise, black people are being treated differently. Okay? So it's not saying, that no lives matter. It's saying literally all lives matter, but sometimes some people need a little more attention. So if you switch it to lives matter, well, then the only operative word here to be angry about, especially if you say blue lives matter, is the color. So everyone's angry about the color black. So why not be angry at the black man in office right now for being a black man? I mean, it's not like white people actually listen to what he has to say because fuck him.
I was just watching a video of the RNC, the people at the RNC, and it was just it was painful. It
It is.
it wasn't. It's not that they're necessarily bad people or stupid. It's just they're so afraid. I don't understand why they're so afraid. It
Because
makes no sense.
they've been told for 8 years that the government's coming to take their guns. They've been told for 8 years that they could not have God in their classrooms, even though all these people are old white people who are no longer in school. Their kids can no longer have God in school. They can't pray in public because the fucking Muslim in chief up there wants to ban all religion. Oh, and we have to kill all the babies in the United States. And let's see, free health care for everybody, but only the taxpayers have to pay for it. So somehow, after 8 years of fairly, and I will admit, fairly reasonable statements, progressive statements, even though I'm Republican, um, the option now is either um, Hillary or a crazy fucker who wants to cost the taxpayers $127 trillion to build a wall, and have another country wants to have illegal immigrants build the wall. Unpaid skilled workers from another country is the literal definition of either slavery or, hiring illegal immigrants. There's only two options there. But since they're going to be working for free and not being, not being paid or anything, not being compensated at all, it's slavery. So we're going to have Mexico enslaved to us because we have to complete the whole thing that NAFTA started, apparently.
Also,
Yep.
wouldn't getting rid of all the illegal immigrants just wreck the economy?
Yeah.
Does no one realize this?
I even brought that up today, and I was told, well, all it will do is open up jobs for white people. I said, okay, the jobs have been there the whole time. Why haven't you gone to get them? Because the fucking Mexicans have them. I said, okay, why haven't you gone to apply? Because the Mexicans have them. I said, no. What it is you've decided that you don't want the job. You'd rather have someone else do the job for you because you think you're better than that. You think you're better than bending over, and picking peas or waiting tables or doing stuff like that. But yet you talk about the good old days when you were younger and you cleaned up tables and you shelled peas, shit like that. Like all these things that happen that people are just so appreciative of in their past, they don't want to do now because someone else can do it. It's kind of like hiring a slave to pick your cotton for you because you just don't think you should be doing that. You're a white person. No, the operative word here is racism because it is racism. That's all it is. That's just literally the only option here. I mean, because okay, I even brought up the example of one of Trump's chief staffers suggesting to him that he needs to mention how America would be better before the 19th Amendment. The amendment that gives women and minorities the right to vote. And Trump has said things that are kind of similar to that before. I mean, like Tiffany, you've heard him say disparaging remarks about you for being a woman, right?
Yes.
See?
Yeah, I agree.
It, yeah, there's just.
And we all know his stance on
Anyway,
cyborgs.
he supports them
No?
to enforce his evil regime.
Speaking of Hillary Clinton, she has just officially received the Democratic presidential nomination.
I need a
Yay.
drink.
Yeah, yay.
Yay.
So I'm not sure what there is that's true to this, but I heard they actually did a roll call this morning, and Bernie won, and then later they denied 800 people or so their credentials. That's what I heard.
They did that at the RNC the other day too. The entire delegation from Washington D.C. wanted to give their vote, like they wanted to split them up evenly between shit, I don't remember who it was. Anyway, um,
It was Rubio and
Walker, wasn't it?
Cruz? No, no, Kasich. Rubio and Kasich.
Anyway, point being, people who are not going to be on the ticket, and they were told, so that's 9 votes for Trump. They're like, no, do a roll call. We'll say it out loud. Nope, 9 votes for Trump.
Well,
It's shit that has
well, I
happened
think we
on both
did.
sides.
Yeah, well, the Republicans, they didn't have their party blatantly working against all other 11 candidates and working just for Donald Trump. Like, they didn't have that happen. They didn't promote. Well, I say promote, but not really. They didn't award their party chair for being biased and working against their other candidates either. So,
Which arguably is a better position, and I feel really weird saying this because I'm pissed off at both main parties right now. But the Republicans actually come out looking better between them and the Democrats, because the Republicans are like, look, fuck it, it's clear people want to vote him in. We're just going to get behind him. We're all going to shut the hell up. So I kind of get that, and I think I would rather have that than have what we have with Hillary, which is, oh, Bernie Sanders wants to run? No. He's like, but I'm a good candidate. No. Look at the public reaction. No. We're just not going to let Bernie actually be anything to the point that he's actually now being booed by his own supporters at the DNC, which is remarkable in its own way.
I think it just shows like how deeply the dislike goes for Hillary Clinton in his voter base.
I really think the Democrats might lose the presidential race because of their want to put Hillary in office. They are in serious jeopardy. The one strength that the Democratic Party had going into this election was the unity. The Republican Party has been fractured for years between those of the far-right Tea Party and the more traditional Republican base, the evangelicals, and I said evangelicals, hilarious.
No. We're going to go with the Evangelion because it sounds so much more awesome.
It does. Okay.
It does.
Okay, the traditional base of evangelions. However, but the strength of the Democratic Party has been the unity that it's had the past, I guess, 8 years or so. But there's been no fractures until now, and I don't know if it's maybe a reaction to the far right wing of the Republican Party that the far left wing of the Democratic Party has started to speak up, or what's going on exactly here. But the Democrats' refusal to accept or acknowledge the far left wing has perhaps put them in serious jeopardy of losing the election.
I don't want to alter the subject. Oh, I kind of do, but I don't. Apparently, every delegate at the DNC who was in favor of Bernie is now walking out of the convention after the nomination was announced.
Yeah, see,
I
that
hope
looks
not.
bad. That looks bad.
It does.
Vote on. That's not really okay.
Okay, now see, here's the thing. I'm in favor of Bernie. I'm pretty sure we all three of us are. And I actually appreciate. I don't agree with him, but I appreciate him deciding to back Hillary. I understand the reason why, because he's clearly not going to go any further because the DNC wouldn't let him. So I understand and I respect his decision, to step back and say, hey, if you support the party, you should support her. She's the nominee. I get that. But acting like a child and booing him when he says that and now walking out because you didn't get your way, that's really not helping at all. I mean, I'm still willing to help the Democratic Party, because I work for someone who's running for Congress, a Democrat, so I'm fine with that. But I'm probably not going to vote for a Democrat this election beyond maybe state level because I just don't feel represented anymore because the current candidate as of today is someone who I feel has lied to me and betrayed me personally because she actively moved to fuck over the person I supported. Okay? But even if I was delegate, I would not get up and walk out of the room because it's childish and it's embarrassing and it is highly improper to be doing that.
Well, can I just give you a little insight? Because I'm kind of on that
Sure.
on that side in a way. So this whole time it's been like, we haven't been getting a fair chance. We haven't been getting a fair chance. And every time you turn around, it's like Bernie's getting screwed over in some way or another, be it through media coverage or through like voter suppression, things like that. So people just consistently get angrier and angrier and angrier at the party, at the whole process in general. So this is a last-ditch attempt to try to, and at least something that looks like a democratic system to get him elected. I don't feel like they would have been able to do that, but this is like, okay, this is our last chance. We might actually have a shot here because we're all here and it's monitored. And then you've got our candidate. She picked somebody that's pro TPP, pro Wall Street, like questionable on abortion. Like, I don't know if you could get any less progressive than that. And then everything that happened with Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Like, I understand absolutely why they're pissed off. Absolutely. And I understand why they want to completely leave the party. Enough that they walk out of the convention.
And like I said, there is a deep enough fracture in the Democratic Party that Hillary could easily lose, even beyond her, the outside of the Democratic Party, people that don't like her for various reasons. Half of her own party doesn't really support her.
538 I think I published something yesterday that said if the election was yesterday, Hillary Clinton would have lost, and she would have lost by like 12 points. I think it was pretty significant.
And the weird thing is that Bernie would win easily by double digits.
Exactly.
Well, see, the thing is, even if he's ahead in the popular vote, which is what the polls are showing, except I think today it's switched back to where she's a point ahead. Anyway, point being, it really doesn't matter how he does in the popular vote because she still controls the electoral college by, I think, 136 votes ahead of him.
Not
How is that
by,
possible?
no, not by what I saw for the last political map I saw. She's losing every swing state.
Well, okay, the way it's possible is there are certain states that, okay, if you look at the bi-colored map, the red states and blue states, there are certain states that if they're a certain color, they're almost guaranteed to remain that color forever. So all the votes automatically go for that. And like California, for example, California has got a rather large population, so they get more votes than other states do as far as electoral college. So those higher vote counts add up a lot faster. And she is maintaining control over states that are that way. The swing states are iffy either way, but there, of course, the certain states in the South, Texas, Louisiana, stuff like that, are all entirely red. Like, there's no options there. But the bigger states, like I said, California, she still controls that. So as long as she maintains full control over that, she still holds the electoral college, which is bullshit. Because as we all learned in grade school, it's the electoral college that actually gets to determine who becomes president, and not the popular vote, which is it's again it would be Donald Trump.
The real key here is Florida, Virginia, and Pennsylvania. Florida, although predicted often to go to Democrats, has almost always gone to Republicans. Virginia has switched before, but I don't think it will go Democrat this time. And Pennsylvania is actually up for grabs. If she loses those states, Trump wins. He should win.
Scary
Or
time we
it'll
live
be
in.
very, very close. It'll be very, very close. He could still lose, but yeah.
And so, okay, see, here's my thing. I am 100% in favor of having a female president of the United States. It's way, way past time. Just like it was way, way past time that we had a black person for president, or an Asian, or any other one who is not free, white, and 21. The problem is, and this is the statement that I made today that got overlooked because one of the Trump supporters said, "Who would vote for Obama?" And I was pointed out. People like him. I said, I didn't vote for Obama either time. I don't like the man's policies. It's not because he's black. I don't dislike him because he's black. I dislike him because of his policies. And I'll happily explain to you which policies of his I disagree with. About the only one I really, really care for, honestly, is the healthcare thing. That's really my big thing. And Nick, you know how long it took me to come around to that, but uh, the rest of his statements, like net neutrality, uh, indiscriminate bombing of civilians, stuff like that. No, I'm not in favor of that, and I won't be in favor of it. So no, I didn't vote for the motherfucker because of that. Okay, and I'm not gonna vote for her because I know she's far worse than he ever thought about being. Like she is probably more dangerous than Donald Trump is to me. And that's saying a lot. That's really saying a lot. Because I think really all the danger in Trump is the danger in Trump is that he'll just build a wall and waste taxpayer money and then be a fucking loser, you know, president. But I think if she's in charge, we'll probably get the shit kicked out of us because we'll be invading countries left and right.
At least we'll have jobs, right? Yay.
Yeah.
Equal pay for equal work.
Yeah.
Yay.
We're
Let's
fucked.
go to war with the world. Or, I don't know, someone.
This is really just
And then
making the wall look
Fallout
so much more
real.
appealing.
Well, I mean, I think Trump would also go to war with everyone, so, eh.
It's okay. It's really confusing me because I don't want to vote for her. I don't want to vote for him. But like Tiffany pointed out, she's 110% corrupt here,
I mean,
and
Donald Trump already pissed off England, even before he...
he's pissed off a lot of people. But really, honestly, at this point in time, if I had, oh God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. If I had to pick between them, I would probably vote for Trump because realistically, wasting taxpayer money on a stupid project is something every president's ever done. Every president has done that. So why not just, I guess, Jesus, I need to go hang myself now.
You do. We're gonna end the show now. Me and Tiffany will take over, and you go have fun with that. So Tiffany, as my new
Yes.
co-host, um, what would you like to talk about?
Oh, I don't know. I've been pretty much my whole life I've been politics, and we've been covering that already.
Hmm,
So
did you see anything from Comic-Con? Do you like Comic-Con? You like things?
I do. I haven't ever been to one though, sadly. Really, really big.
I have.
Sorry. Oh, I'm a really big Doctor Who fan and Game of Thrones fan and Walking Dead fan. Those are my three
Oh,
big ones.
those are all pretty good series. Did you see any of the movie trailers?
I did not.
You missed out on so much. So many cool things.
Have you heard about
I,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I want to hear what you were going to say.
Oh, have you heard of American Gods at all? Have you heard of the book or the TV show?
No, because I'm a failure at pop culture and new
Well,
things.
it's kind of fantasy in a way. The book is,
Hmm.
but it's about this man named Shadow, and he's just gotten out of prison and found out that his wife has died, and he goes home to figure out what's going on, and he meets a man on a plane named Mr. Wednesday, and they kind of go off on this adventure together around the country, and Shadow gets to see all here from their home countries in a very real kind of way. Like they're all people, and in a certain way. So he's interacting with these old gods, and they come into contact with some new gods. And it's been one of my favorite books. It's by Neil Gaiman, but they're making a TV show, and it comes out next year, and I'm really excited about it. And they just released a trailer for it, I think, last week.
That does sound really cool. I kind of want to check that out now.
I would recommend it.
When I was little, I used to read all about the pantheons of the old Egyptian gods and the Greek gods and the Roman gods. And so I like shows and things about the old gods. It's cool to learn about.
I agree.
Hmm. Speaking of gods, so Jonathan, did you finish killing yourself yet?
Yep, I did. And I was gonna say, okay, we do not have all the trailers from Comic Con on our Facebook page, but if you haven't seen them, Tiffany, you included, please absolutely go watch them. There were trailers for, and I'm actually just to scroll through this and read this. Okay, there was. Let me get to the very bottom here. Okay, the trailer for Fear the Walking Dead, Walking Dead itself, Vikings, The Defenders. Let's see. What about Luke Cage? A new DC animated series. The um outtakes from Game of Thrones. Injustice 2, which is going to have Wonder Woman and Blue Beetle in it, by the way. A review trailer for Orphan Black, which is starting its fifth and final season. The first trailer for Snowden, which is coming out in September. The first trailer for Magnificent Seven, which is coming out in September. There were actually three that I'm aware of for Suicide Squad. There was the final trailer, which is about 3.5 minutes long or so, and then there was these little quick ones that are. I didn't mean to click that. I'm sorry about that. There may be a minute and a half. There's a review. There's one for the Joker and Harley. There was apparently an announcement about the Killing Joke, and a scene was shown. I don't know what all it showed, other than apparently a relationship between Batman and Batgirl. But there's apparently
I've
some.
heard I got really bad feedback.
Do what?
I've heard that scene got really bad feedback.
Yeah, like it was a negative reaction. Um, but I understand the reaction, but at the same time, you're having to put, the whole comic into like an hour and a half long movie, and there's really not that much in the comic to begin with, so of course they added extra shit, and it's fine. I get that, you know, but it's the animated version of one of the best Batman stories ever. Shut the hell up and watch it. Like, that's all I have to say.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm a little bit worried about the Batgirl parts from what I've heard. It's just a bit disturbing.
Anyway, what else we had? Let's see. There were displays from Thor Ragnarok, including the Hulk's armor, so the Hulk is coming back to the MCU. And there was a trailer for Nickelodeon's new movie, Legends of the Hidden Temple, based, of course, on the TV show.
I
And there
am
was.
so disappointed in that. I am so incredibly disappointed in that.
Yeah. Did you see the
I
one?
love that show. I love that damn show. And I am really angry about that. Sorry, sorry.
Did you see the one for King Kong?
If I had to pick a personal favorite from Comic Con, King Kong was my absolute favorite. I am so excited for that because the visual style, the tone of the movie from the trailer, everything about it made me. It looks beautiful. It looks amazing, and if I'm right, this looks like they're going to lead up to a King Kong versus Godzilla movie.
That would
What?
actually be
What?
cool. Let's see.
I
We also
mean,
had the
if
announcement.
well, hold on. If they do King Kong versus Godzilla, I will be over the moon happy. I don't care what Marvel's doing. I don't care what DC is doing. I don't care about anything. I will go see that movie.
So, if you don't care what Marvel's doing, do you not want to know about the announcement of who will be playing Captain Marvel?
I mean, I care about them. It's just only until King Kong versus Godzilla comes out. Then I don't care about anything except seeing
So
them
you don't
fight.
care that Brie Larson will be playing Captain Marvel.
That's cool. It is cool.
What about the second trailer for Doctor Strange? Do you care about that?
That looks visually amazing. Like I am genuinely floored, impressed, amazed. I it, I really hope it lives up to the trailer because that's just going. Remember how everyone was amazed by Avatar way back when?
People still are apparently amazed by Avatar, which is I don't understand because it is the most blatant ripoff of every single story ever written. I mean, it's Pocahontas and
Pocahontas.
John Smith. Goddamn it! I mean, there's no way around it.
It is. However, well, apparently everyone's amazed for the visual spectacle or something. But to me, Doctor Strange looks far more impressive visually speaking. It looks amazing, absolutely beautiful, amazing, and I am really excited to see it. I've not been a huge Doctor Strange fan or followed him necessarily a lot, but I am incredibly excited for Doctor Strange.
You're just excited for it because it has Benjamin Cumberbund in it.
I mean, yeah, that's a cool thing too. But
Is
just
he Doctor
look at,
Strange?
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, he is. See, even she's excited. I mean, but just look at it. Look at what you're doing with the visuals and the bending and the sharding and just wow, it's cool.
What about what I think is possibly the best trailer to come out of SDCC this weekend? Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, I mean, I I'm a little nervous about Star Trek Discovery because, in my personal opinion, the last really good Star Trek was probably Voyager. Um, that's the last one where I was really excited for Star Trek and wanted to watch it often. Um, but if they make Discovery good, if they can make it a great series, then yeah, I'm all for bringing Star back to TV. Please do.
Okay, okay. As much as I was excited by the trailer and not excited about it at the same time, uh, uh, the one I was really excited for was this is flip a coin tough here. So I'll go ahead and go, with the second actual favorite, Wonder Woman. Holy Jesus, that trailer was amazing. I was excited for it, and it has little to do with Gal Gadot being my hashtag future wife.
Wonder Woman is really, really, really impressive. She was the star of Batman vs Superman. The trailer for the movie looks amazing, and I mean, I'm really nervous about this movie just because we've all been waiting for Wonder Woman for so long, but I'm really hoping that they got this right. I really hope they got this right.
Since we're on the topic of Wonder Woman, I actually have something I want to bring up. I didn't realize this was going on until I saw it on Twitter. Apparently, Gal Gadot, and I know I'm mispronouncing her name. It's like Gadot. I don't. Anyway, point being, uh, she has been having some trouble on social media lately because apparently a group of our all-time favorite individuals, social justice warriors, are offended that she is Israeli and that she was ever a member of the IDF. And they are now going to boycott Wonder Woman, even though they think it is time to have this particular group thinks it's the time to have a strong female lead character in a movie, but they're going to boycott a strong female lead character in a movie because the actress portraying her is from Israel.
Um, what does that matter? I'm confused.
That was my question.
Is there any reason there's
I
some sort of controversy around that?
I don't really have an answer. Tiffany, do you have an answer? I'm confused.
I have no idea other than I know that people are kind of increasingly being a little bit more upset with Israel in terms of, them kind of killing a bunch of Palestinians and whatnot. But other than that, I don't know how it's relevant.
It's really not, and
Like,
honestly,
yeah,
the whole thing stems from her having said a few years ago. She was remarking on her state required military service, which is 2 years, by the way. She was talking about having gone through a 3 month long boot camp, which is longer than we send anyone here to in the United States, other than maybe Rangers or SEALs. 3 month boot camp, and most of her time was actually spent teaching self defense tactics to new recruits. Like she was teaching them how to fight. In other words, she can fucking fight. Okay, she can kick your ass. She does, in fact, she does most of her stunts in her movies because she's physically fit and capable of kicking your ass. And she's more than capable of being a lead actress. She is stunningly attractive. She is intelligent as all get out. She is one of the most uh, successful models in Israeli history and, in fact, world history. I fail to see how she is a bad example because she was in the IDF, other than, saying she's a Zionist and Israel needs to quit trying to rule the world because fuck the Jews. I really don't get the anger about her, and I certainly don't understand boycotting the movie because you want a strong female character, but you don't want it to be betrayed by a strong female. I don't understand the logic of some people anymore, and it confuses me. But the trailer was fucking amazing. I mean, it's like I said, it was a toss up between that or the other favorite. And Nick, do you want to go ahead and guess what the other favorite? No, 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 no. Better yet, Tiffany, would you like to guess what the actual favorite trailer was from Comic Con this weekend?
No idea because I didn't see any of them.
Ah, you're gonna default to Nick, aren't you?
I am.
that's kind of why I'm here.
You're just the default, Nick.
Yep.
She's
But
a
that's
genius.
okay. That's okay. Everyone needs a default. Anyways, I
Okay,
was
Nick. Okay,
actually
Nick.
more impressed.
What was the favorite
I'm
trailer?
I'm more impressed with Justice League. I am more impressed with Justice League. King Kong is still my favorite trailer, but I was genuinely really excited for Justice League. This was the movie that I wanted to see um for Batman versus Superman. Something like this. This is what I wanted. This is what I was hoping for. You remember all me ranting against Batman versus Superman? It wasn't
Yep.
because I hate DC, because I wanted something like this.
I think everyone wanted something like this. I mean, okay, I'm gonna make a defense of BVS because someone has to. Um, for establishing I almost said MCU, the DCU. It's okay. Is it ideal? Yes and no. But we do see all the major characters that will form the Justice League, except for Superman for a certain reason that I'm not going to get into. Which, by the way, I actually got my mother to watch BVS over the weekend, and she is entirely resistant to basically anything dealing with comic books. She hates the movies. She hates them. Okay, um, and she swears up and down she hated this one, but at the end, she took her glasses off and actually wiped away a tear when a certain event took place, and she kept calling Batman a bastard. And when the certain event took place, she goes, "God damn it! God damn it!" So I secretly think my mom liked the movie, and she just didn't want to admit it to me. But if that's the reaction that BVS can get, which is what it did for a lot of people, then it tells you something about where it's going. So no, it wasn't ideal, but it was still good. It was okay. Anyway, the Justice League trailer just completely blows everything else out of the water, if for no other reason than the fact that we get to see Aquaman like out of the water, and Jason Momoa has got these fisheye lens contact lenses in. You know, like his eyes are blacked out except for where his iris is, and it's white, and then he has a black pupil. I'm sorry, a white pupil and a black iris.
Yeah, I mean, like the Flash, because I was a little upset that they weren't using the Flash from the TV show for the movie, because I thought it would have made sense, but I was impressed with this Flash from the little bit that I got to see. I was impressed with this Barry Allen. Um, you know, Wonder Woman still looks great. You know, Batman looks a lot better here, in my opinion, than he did earlier. Um, Cyborg, I'm a little bit iffy on. I'm hoping he'll be good, but I'm a little bit iffy on him. But yeah, I I am excited. I am far more excited for Justice League than I have been for Batman versus Superman or Suicide Squad. I mean, I'm excited for Suicide Squad, but this blows Suicide Squad out the water easily. Just destroys it. And actually, I was disappointed in the Suicide Squad trailer they they put out.
I've seen one of them. It didn't really excite me, and I love Harley Quinn, and I don't really like the role they have portraying her.
Okay,
It's
okay. Since we're going to talk about Suicide Squad, because I don't know, we got like 5 minutes left in the show anyway. Okay, I kind of mentioned this earlier, but the trailers for Suicide Squad have given away some very, very, very big plot points, and
I feel like they've given away the entire movie now.
they basically have. They basically have. Now
Like,
we now
they've been trying to hype it so much that they actually gave away the entire movie. And it doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't make any sense.
we'll see. Okay, here's the thing. It actually has largely gone like I did several internet searches trying to and read different reviews and articles and everything, and it seems to me that the storyline, even though it's hidden in plain fucking sight, is being ignored. Okay, so as is customary with us, I'm going to make a prediction, and we'll find out like a week and a half from now if I'm right. My prediction is, and for those of you at home, spoiler warning was already given, visually at least, so audibly, spoiler warning. My prediction is that uh, Enchantress is actually the villain. And the reason I'm saying this, the almost concrete bound reason I'm saying this. If you watch all the trailers, she is the only main character not to ever be shown with the other members of the squad. She is shown to speak to Amanda Waller, but that's it. Now we know what we know from the character of Amanda Waller from the comics and TV series and everything in the past is she's a bitch and she will absolutely play the same side against itself to get what she wants. Okay, so my second prediction is that Amanda Waller is putting the Suicide Squad up against the Enchantress because she wants them to all kill one another. Okay, now the evidence for that, like I said, is pretty plain and simple. You never see Enchantress with the rest of the squad, but you do see her with Amanda Waller. Now, the reason I think that she's the villain is, and this is third prediction here, if you look at the shots in the trailers where you see the floating circle of trash, to use Deadshot's phrasing here, in the sky, there is a definite center point for where it's at, and it's on the ground. And there are several shots that show someone who appears to be Enchantress in a more comic accurate outfit standing between two upright staves that have her moon pendants on top of them. Okay? Now, I could be wrong. It's fine if I'm wrong. I will admit I'm wrong if I am. But those are my three predictions for Suicide Squad, and I think it's been hidden the entire time, and people are just overlooking it.
I mean, I've also heard possibly that the villain will be Incubus. Um, her her bleh, her brother. Um, which I guess would be okay. That's not really bugging me. It's just I don't know. It's all of the trailers have actually made me lose excitement for Suicide Squad, rather than be more excited. Also, Will Smith is playing Will Smith. He is not
Yeah,
playing Deadshot.
yeah, he's basically himself, and it's fine that he has an archetype that he portrays, and I get that it's cool, but
But it's literally
but
Will Smith
it,
playing
it, it
Will
is it
Smith.
is. I mean, really, the only thing that he's not saying in this is "Welcome to Earth." So
It doesn't make. I get that having Will Smith is cool because he's Will Smith, and who doesn't like Will Smith?
it was cool 20 years
But
ago.
he's still pretty cool. But why? Why would you portray him as Deadshot? Why? I, I
Personally,
don't
I
know.
think what I've seen of him so far is Deadshot fits him because like it just seems to be okay. there's been a trend lately of casting specific people in certain roles because they fit them, which is why I think Margot Robbie is going to be a good Harley. I'm hesitant. I'm very, very hesitant because I happen to like Harley Quinn, but I think she'll be decent in it, and I think that he'll be very good as Deadshot, just like Ryan Reynolds was God as Deadpool. Okay, and Hugh Jackman is fine as
That
Wolverine.
is
You know,
probably the most accurate. I think Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool is probably the closest thing we will ever see to a perfect acting performance.
it's as close to Jesus as you're ever going to get.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is an amazing Iron Man. Captain America is portrayed really well. Marvel gets a lot of things right. Um, but the closest thing that I've ever seen to a perfect portrayal of a character has to be Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
Pretty much. But okay, I'm gonna say, actually, I'm gonna throw in a fourth bonus prediction here, going off the final trailer. Okay, deep breath here. The Joker is not the bad guy in this. He will not be just in flashbacks. The reason I say this is there is a scene in the trailer where Harley is standing in an elevator and one of the little monster thingies jumps in and she beats it to death with a baseball bat and then she checks her phone. And the Joker has texted her and he says, I'll be there in like 5 minutes or whatever it was. And she's like, aha, yay. So the Joker is going to show up and help the Suicide Squad rather than be a bad guy. That's my fourth prediction. So, just going over them again.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Going over them again, final time here. Um, Enchantress is a bad guy. Amanda Waller's playing squad against one another. I forgot number three, and number four is Joker is going to help Suicide Squad.
I agree with most of this. Um, yeah. Before we end the show, can we please talk about Legends of the Hidden Temple?
No,
It's so bad.
no,
It's so bad.
no.
Tiffany, did you watch that show when you were younger? It's just so bad.
No. We're not going to fucking justify it as it existing. I'm sorry, we're just not going to.
I was so excited to hear that it was coming back, and then we get this. We get this.
You'll deal with
Why?
it.
I
Yeah,
guess that's it.
it is. Sorry to say, but that's that. I mean, we could talk about uh Legends of the Hidden Temple, but no, 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 no. I don't want to justify its existence beyond admitting it exists. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh well.
I guess that's our depressing note for today.
Yeah. That's absolutely it. But it's a good note to end on. So especially because today's been such a historic day.
I, I
And
guess.
yeah, it's we've had the first woman nominated for president. Yay, yay, right? Yay. It is a good thing, right?
Yeah, that's exciting.
Anyway, final judgment type thing to steal that statement from Young Turks. The Bernie delegates are dumbasses for walking out. It's childish. and it makes you look bad, then it makes Bernie Sanders supporters look bad. So I have to agree with Sarah Silverman. Okay, play right or get out of the game.
Yeah, it
You know,
was just, it looked bad.
I mean, I understand, being upset, and I know Tiffany did, and I know you do. I get being upset, but if you're gonna support the fucking party or don't. Just pick something or don't. Now, I've said publicly I'm probably going to vote third party. That's fine. That does not mean I'm unwilling to help the Democratic Party because, like I said, my boss is a Democrat. I work for someone running for Congress, a Democrat, okay? I'm fine with that, okay? I'm still going to openly support the party because they have done nothing but help me, okay? But I'm not going to vote for Hillary, and I'm not going to vote for Donald Trump. I'm not. I'm just fucking not. I mean, unless I have literally no option, like the state of Texas decides to say, hey, we're only going to put one or two names on there. If they do that, then at that point in time, I'll have to vote, or I'll just skip it. But whatever. Anyway, I think it's pitiful to walk out like that. I really do. Uh, but I'm excited because Suicide Squad's in a week and a half. I just can't wait. So anyway, I think now that we're back on a slightly positive note, that's a good spot to end for the day. Don't you think so, Nick?
I mean, we could go looking for a hidden temple that has
Fuck you.
legends about it.
You know what? You know what? Since tomorrow is Wednesday, since tomorrow is Wednesday, and this is supposed to be our Monday show because we missed it because you weren't available. I think we will. God, oh, fuck me. Okay, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay.
I There were so many problems with this. There were so
Well,
many problems.
okay, Nick, you go curl up in a ball and cry, and I'm gonna end the show.
I might actually do that. I
It's
might
okay.
literally do that.
It's okay. I understand.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I guess time to say goodbye.
Yep. So please remember to like.
Goodbye.
First off, thank you for watching or listening. Please remember to like this video, comment on it, share it, subscribe it. I'm sorry, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Like us on Facebook, and we will talk to all of you tomorrow, and then we'll be back to our normal schedule. So that means we will be. I'm gonna stammer and get tongue tied today. So we will be back on tomorrow. Talk about God, Legends of the Fuck Me Temple, and then Friday we'll have our normal Friday show.
Yeah. Alright, everyone. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.